What's up guys, welcome to another Scratch tutorial. This is part 3 on how to make a Bouncy Bounce game in Scratch, and if you haven't seen part 2 yet, you can check it out, links in the description. But anyways, in this tutorial, we'll be looking at how to make the cannons and the death of the player, and we'll be adding a cool death animation. And this project is shared on my Scratch profile, so you can check it out, links in the description. But anyways, without further ado, let's get started. So first, let's create a new sprite. I'm going to call this Cannons. And then I have a costume from my backpack over here. And the costume, what the cannons are going to do is it's going to spawn on the left side or the right side and then glide to the other side. So I'm going to drag it when flag clicked. I'm going to create some variables. I'm going to call one side for the sprite only, and then another one called x velocity, also for the sprite only. So I'm going to set side to nothing, and I'm going to set x velocity to 0. Next, I'm going to get a for loop, wait, pick random 1, 2, 3 seconds, if else statement, and the equals, and another pick random, and it will be 1 to 2 is equal to 2. Go to variables and set side to right, else set side to left, and then create a clone of myself. So first and I need to put a hide over here. So first it just sets the variables and hides, and then this over here will wait some seconds, and then this part over here will make it left side or right side, and then it'll create the clone. So I'm going to get when I start as a clone. Forever if equals side is equal to right, then go to x 228, y pick random 0 to let's say 250 or 240. And then I'm going to put a show, repeat until x position is greater than -240. Change x velocity by -0.5. Go to motion, change x by x velocity, and then delete this clone. So what this does, it just spawns the cannons from one side and then it glides to the other side. And this needs to be a less than. And right now it will only work for one side, so we need to duplicate this and make it so that it works for the other side. So I'm going to change this to left, and I'm going to change this to -228, and this to a greater than, and this to be 240, and 0.5, and yeah. So now, if we run the project, and then it goes to left, then right, left, and you can see the variable over here. So yeah, and this doesn't go away, so we need to change some values over here. So let's try a number, maybe 230, and if I run the project again, Yep, it disappears. And let's hide these variables because it's getting in the way. Okay, so we have a problem though. The cannons don't kill the player, and the player is supposed to die once it touches the cannons. So go into the player sprite and create a new variable called die for all sprites, and go to my blocks and create a new block called setup. And this will just set up all the variables, so it just makes it a bit more neater, or it just sets up the player. So show, go to front layer and go to 0, 0. Well, I guess all of that is over here. And also we're going to set die to blank and create another one, a variable called I for the sprite only. And you can call this variable I, well, this I variable, anything you want. I'm just going to call it I because I just want to. But you can really call it anything you want. And then just drag our new setup variable under the flag when flag clicked. So I'm going to go to control, get a repeat until loop, and repeat until die is greater than blank, which basically means if die is not, repeat until die is not blank anymore. And also I'm going to create another custom block. I'm going to call this test die, so it will test if it's dying, which means if it's touching the cannons or if it touches the ground. So if get an or touching cannons, or x like y position is greater than or less than negative 173, then set die to dead, like that. And then if we run the project and we like touch the ground, we can't move anymore. And also if we touch a cannon, we can't move anymore because die is not equal to blank anymore. See, die is now dead. And this is actually a good thing, because once we do our death animation, we don't want the player to move. And also, let's create a new block called death animation. So this will be the death animation, and that's why we need the I variable, so it will be good. That's why we need it for the death animation, the I variable. So let's work on our death animation. Go to motion, set rotation style to all around, and then get a repeat loop, a repeat until loop. I'm going to repeat until our Y position. Actually, let's just duplicate this and change Y velocity by negative 0.5 and change Y by Y velocity, and also change the variable I by 1 and turn. It can be left or right. I'm going to go right. Right. And just put the I variable here. And and also once it does that, and we need to set it up again. So we need to actually put the setup block over here. So now, if we touch a cannon, so we touch a cannon, let me try again. Oh yeah. Yeah, we just need to put that block over there. Okay. So now if we try it again. And let's touch a cannon. And actually, I'm going to make the jump height a bit more higher. So right now it's 10. And I want it to be 15. Okay, that's good. So we touch one, we like sort of spin around. And yeah, then that happens. So you probably already know the solution to that. In the setup here, we're going to point in direction 90. And now if we just play it again, it points in the right direction. So that's our death animation and the death of the player. And we also got the cannons moving. So yeah, that's how to make the death and the cannons. So I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next Scratch tutorial. Peace out.